Hello, my name's Jack, pronouns he, him, and I'm your Activities Officer this year, and I'm just doing some responses to some questions about my scrutiny report that the Scrutiny Committee sent to me. What is your deadline for the student group pathway videos and the project be completed as a whole? And what are your plans to improve the Students' Union Society's experience with regards to refreshers and improving response times from the Students' Union? The videos for the committee training, which is what this question refers to, were completed in June and are already part of the training and should also be part of the website as well. As for the deadline of the projects as a whole, it's something that will constantly be evolving forever. So I'll be working on it until I leave, essentially, but there'll be certain deadlines and goals that I want to meet before then. On the topic of refreshers, we are working constantly to improve the experience from each year. So freshers this year was working on our work from refreshers in January before then, and some of the changes were mainly about how early we started to organise it, the number of events that we put on, and just essentially making sure that engagement was as high as it possibly could be. And I think in that area we succeeded, but then of course you find areas that there are gaps, like accessibility and a number of other areas, so that's what we're looking forward to improve for refreshers in next January. As for response time, that's not something I manage as an officer. My role is as a representative function, not a management function, so I'm representative. I don't manage email response time and things like that, but I have made my concerns known to senior management team because we're having issues due to unexpected staff absence, which can't be helped in some ways, but we have put in a plan in place so that over time we will get to a place where 95% of queries are answered to in 2 days, which is how it should be, and we're also getting 2 new staff members, as outlined in my report, starting soon, so they should be able to help manage the inbox. So things are looking good, and it's uphill. The second question is, what kind of SMART goal measures do you keep in mind while procuring your projects, and how do you ensure that you're fulfilling your responsibilities towards your projects? So I haven't outlined any SMART goals for my projects because I don't think SMART goals necessarily reflects how projects develop. So for example, like freshers, I could go through the goals. You know, SMART goals mean specific, measurable, achievable, relevant and time bound. So specific is organising student welcome. Measurable, I could pick a million different potential objectives, increasing engagement by X%. Achievable, it's about working with capacity. We had a number of absences over the summer, so it's about working towards that. Relevant, I think freshers is one of our key functions as an organisation. Time bound, we had a deadline of September welcome, but that's not. Those are all considered when planning freshers, but it's not really how freshers develops. We need to ensure that students' welcome in September is as good as possible. So we can sort of make sure that things are done well through just effective project management. So that's making sure that you start planning it early. You make sure that actions are outlined very clearly and they have very clear owners. It also regular meetings with minutes, things like that, ensuring that all stakeholders are on board and interested still, trusting that the stakeholders are going to do what they've committed to do. In some instances, that doesn't necessarily work out, but that's just a part of life, and every individual that you work with and every individual project is different. So there's a lot of different considerations. I just didn't think that spending time putting all of the goals into SMART goals necessarily was an effective way of presenting the projects to you on the report. Next question is, in projects where there are no specific challenges mentioned, are there any foreseeable problems that may arise in the short and long-term future? So there's a number of projects that I put in there that I didn't put any challenges in particular. It's because some of them might have been sort of early and there haven't been any current barriers. Some of them are quite small-scale projects and everyone is already on board. So as it progresses, there won't necessarily be any barriers. It'll just be the pathway is already paved for some of them. So that's why I haven't put any challenges in there. Obviously, there are always going to be potential barriers, but they're either going to be entirely unexpected or just out of my control. And I didn't think it was worth putting those in the report when it's not a very clear challenge at this stage. What I will say is always a challenge is making sure that all stakeholders are always interested at every point and that they prioritise certain projects. It's very easy to rope people into different projects, but keeping their interest on a specific project when they have so many other things to do is always a challenge. It's just about keeping them on top of things. How are you tackling recruitment, and what is the time frame to get this sorted so that projects can progress? So I outlined about how recruitment was a little bit of a barrier in a couple of the projects. I don't manage recruitment, that's a management function. I have highlighted my concerns about the time frame, but realistically, recruitment takes time. The delays are only minor delays, not substantial. So it's kind of a thing of, you get a budget at the end of August. Well, in September we're planning for freshers, and in October we're still working with freshers and dealing with the aftermath. So recruitment is going to be slow in that period. It always could have been faster, but that's a reality of life. It's happened now, we've got the roles, they should be starting soon as of this recording. So that's where we are. Is fundraising for student groups, Movember, etc., feasible during the cost of living crisis? So as I highlighted in my report, fundraising during a cost of living crisis is uncertain territory. However, I think the student union and students should still provide fundraising activities because there's a number of benefits, one of those being able to fundraise for those who are more needy than you. That's always going to be a thing that happens even during cost of living crisis, and there's no harm in that if people want to do it, and we should be able to accommodate for that. Another benefit is that it helps with transferable skills of students. We as a students' union are here to do a lot of different things, building communities, getting student insight, but helping with transferable skills for students to use when they go on to future academia, future employability, future co-curricular activity related things. Fundraising and supporting them while fundraising is helpful with that. So essentially it's just about finding the balance. You can put on activities, provide opportunities. If people choose to engage with them, that's up to them. And there's no harm in asking for money even if people aren't willing to give it, because at that point people just won't give it. So essentially that's where we are.